Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel guys, click subscribe, and for today's video guys, we'll be talking about my suggestions about Samurai Rising. And right here guys, we are on the game and let's go for a battle. And then you see here guys, when you found an opponent and some have their names on it or their IGN, but for this one I think he hasn't used it yet. So for this one guys, my suggestion is that whenever you are facing an opponent for consecutive times, then uh, there should be at least 3 selection decks that are available into your account. So my suggestion is that there should be 3 pre-selected decks which you could rename and you could use into battle. So for example, if you're battling similar opponents, for example, I battle a lot of times with Imreal TV. So I'm Real TV, sorry for that. So if I'm battling I'm Real for 5 consecutive times, he could use or I could use another set of deck, and then that deck will depend on the player if he wants it to be on a tier 1, a tier 2, or tier 3, or depending on the components of his samurais on the deck. So there should be, my suggestion is that there should be 3 pre-selected decks that are similar to this one, which you could rename from this one in the middle and others on the right. So why do we have, or why do I suggest this one? This is if you're facing an opponent for consecutive times, and if ever you are losing. So for players who would want to be on a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, they could create a deck. And then for players like me who wants to stay in they call this in tier 2, we could try and select 3 decks for tier 2. So for example, for this one guys, my components are fire and wind. So it's a 2 element meta, fire, wind, and then wind and fire and wind as well. So it's just a 2 element. And then for your other deck, you could select your other components. Like for this one, you could select the 10 of what do you call this, earth, and then 6 of water, again a water, and then you could choose wind, and then choose fire, for example. So that would be your component. So this will again put you into tier 2, and then you could go for battle. And then you could create another one which you want to have a component similar to those, and then you could rename it to like for this one, wind, fire, and then this one, earth, water, and then this one for all elements available. And then as well as that guys, if you have these 3 pre-selected decks, my other suggestion is that there should be a similar, like for this one, he has a name of 5 underscores. So my suggestion is that there should be a surrender button in here, because some of the players guys are waiting for just the time. They just want to have if ever they're losing, they just wanna check on the time in here. So they'll just count down and then kill the time whenever they're losing. That's one of the things that they're doing. And then there should be, my suggestion guys is there should be a surrender button around the name of your opponent, so that whenever you feel like giving up or giving the win to the opponent, even if you have the advantage of the battle, you could always choose and select the surrender button in here. This is just to fast track your battles and go and select for another opponent. And then like for this one, you're able to find an opponent, and if you think that flea virus is very powerful against you, you could go and click surrender immediately, and then he'll win the INF, and then you'll be gaining the losing INF. So that's just my suggestion, guys. I don't know if the devs will take on these suggestions. So these are just suggestions of what they could do in terms of the game. So I would like, first of all, the three pre-selected decks, and then I forgot to include, guys, that if you have 1 to 5 samurai, you could only have one pre-selected deck, because basically, guys, you could not pre-select another deck because you only have 5 samurai on your account. So between 1 to 5, guys, 1 to 5 samurai, you'll only have a pre-selected deck, which is only one. And then if you have more than 5, let's say you have 6 to 10, then you will have 2 pre-selected decks. Okay, so that will be 2. And then from 11 onwards, even if you have 50, 60, or even 100 samurai, guys, that will only be 3 pre-selected decks that you could use in terms of your battle. So this is just my suggestions on what the devs could improve in terms of this one. So not much of a discussion in terms of the Samurai Legends game, but these are just my suggestions on what they could do in terms of the interface of the game. So again, guys, if you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and then shout out, of course, to Project Ace and our supporters and subscribers. So that's it for me, guys. See ya!